Folks, welcome back to my channel Investment Pro. My name is Monty and today I'm going to discuss why it is important to have some investment into Bitcoin. We will also discuss how Bitcoin will reach 100k or more in the coming years. Before we do that, please smash the like and click on the subscribe button and turn on the bell notification to alert you as soon as I post a new video. If you are asking yourself, should I invest in Bitcoin? Here are the 5 micro trends and data points to consider. Bitcoin adoption is accelerating. Global adoption of Bitcoin is accelerating. For example, the number of users of the popular blockchain wallet continues to grow by millions every month. You can see as per the blockchain.com data, that shows an increase from 56 million to 77 million blockchain wallets in the past 12 months. We can also verify the active addresses from glassnodestudio.com. You can see since the birth of the Bitcoin from 2009 until today, we have a massive increase in number of active addresses in Bitcoin wallet. So that shows that adoption is increasing, the adoption is accelerating globally, locally, and everywhere in the world. The increase in wallet numbers are just one part of the story. The number of people holding Bitcoin in their own wallets is also increased. We can see there are a number of huge retail investors are happy to leave their Bitcoin with custodian services such as Coinbase, Square, Cash App, or PayPal. We can also see that these companies are having a massive increase in their revenue, right? Since they are invested into Bitcoin or they are providing Bitcoin related services. Point number 2, Bitcoin value proposition is perfectly suited to the macro climate. Bitcoin was born out of the financial crisis in 2009. And it was purely against a backdrop of failures, bank failures, government bailouts, and quantitative easing. Bitcoin was quietly developed into the wild where it was ignored by everyone except few people. There's a growing awareness from both individual and companies of Bitcoin's unique value proposition and where Bitcoin sits in this macro environment. Even the prominent macro investor like Paul Tudor Jones said the Bitcoin reminds him of the role gold played in 1970. He is comparing the Bitcoin with gold. You know that gold played a huge role in the crash of 1970s, right? And he explained why his Tudor fund has invested between 1 and 2% of its assets into Bitcoin futures contract. So he believes in Bitcoin value proposition. That's why he's invested into Bitcoin. Point number 3, what if Bitcoin stock to flow model holds? Because Bitcoin is open source software with a fixed supply schedule, it is possible to measure the Bitcoin stock to flow with 100% accuracy. Following the Bitcoin third halving in May 2020, the stock to flow of Bitcoin is 56, which is roughly the same as gold. However, after the next halving, Bitcoin will be twice as scarce as gold. One of the great investors who calls himself Plan B created the Bitcoin stock to flow model. He argues that Bitcoin growing scarcity will increase its value. He even applied the stock to flow model to the Bitcoin asset. And in terms of the price prediction, which no one can predict since we don't have a crystal ball, we can't see in the future, but Plan B had applied the stock to flow method or the concept to the Bitcoin asset, and we can get an idea how the Bitcoin price will unfold if the stock to flow model plays out. So he predicted that Bitcoin price could reach $288,000 per Bitcoin in this cycle if the model continues to hold. While nobody knows if it will, given the possibility of such high returns, perhaps it makes sense, right, to have a small investment into Bitcoin just in case. And because of this stock to flow model and this all Bitcoin acceleration in Bitcoin, I'm invested in Bitcoin. I'm holding my position since I'm the long-term holder, and I'm not a financial advice, but do your own research and have a small amount invested into Bitcoin is still a high risk, high reward asset to me, right? So I'm invested into it, but I'm not a financial advisor, so you do your own research. But since we have a stock to flow model that we can look into, we can see and we can get an idea about the future price prediction. The potential for Bitcoin to hit 100K and beyond is illustrated by Plan B in one of his recent tweets. The red line shows that the current Bitcoin bull run is underperforming its previous two halving cycles, but as adoption and price accelerate, 100K and beyond looks achievable as per Plan B. Point number 4, Bitcoin is best performing asset on the planet. Bitcoin is up 60% this year overall, making it the best performing asset on the planet when compared to any other asset in any other asset class. Despite the series of FUD and China crackdown on Bitcoin, Bitcoin has still performed 60% better than any other asset class. We can also see how Bitcoin has performed so far, and compare the Bitcoin with other traditional assets. So you can see in the length of 10-year, Bitcoin has performed really well. This shows the Bitcoin's ROI versus other potential inflation hedge assets, and this is why you should have some investment into Bitcoin, so you can maximize on the Bitcoin returns. We can also see we have number of companies investing or turning their balance sheets into Bitcoin, holding their balance sheets into Bitcoin. We can see MicroStrategy is heavily invested into Bitcoin. Tesla, Square, and other companies are invested into Bitcoin, and since they believe in Bitcoin value proposition, so that's why they are invested into. Point number 5, a Bitcoin ETF is imminent. Yes, really. As we all know, to the date, until today, the US Securities and Exchange Commission has rejected every Bitcoin ETF application, but this is about to change since we have increase in adoption is highly visible, and Bitcoin ETF are already available in Canada, Brazil, and Dubai. It's just a matter of time that US SEC will approve the Bitcoin ETF, right? We also saw that Michael Saylor has increased his position. He bought the dip, he invested another 500 million buying Bitcoin, and currently he's holding more than 100,000 Bitcoin. He's holding 122,478 Bitcoin to the date. He bought the dip, he knows the value proposition of Bitcoin, so that's why he's invested into Bitcoin. We have another article says the FOMO will drive the crypto adoption in 2022. Is also said by BlockFi co-founder, so he thinks that there's more visibility about the Bitcoin among the journal people, in compared to 5 years ago, where only 1% of the people had ever traded crypto, and 50% of the Americans had never heard of crypto 5 years ago. But that is not the case today. Everyone knows about Bitcoin. Everyone is invested into meme coins and Bitcoins and blockchain and other altcoins. So there's more visibility as of today. So as per this article, and the BlockFi co-founder thinks that crypto adoption will continue in 2022. So guys, these were the 5 macro trends and data points that one should consider before investing into Bitcoin, right? So again, I'm not a financial advisor, but based on these macro trends and adoption and the visibility, in my opinion, it makes sense to have some exposure into Bitcoin. So let me know your thoughts by commenting on this video, and before you go, I highly appreciate if you can hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel by clicking the subscribe button. Alright guys, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for watching, and happy holidays and happy Christmas. I'll talk to you in my next video on a Bitcoin and altcoins. Thank you. Bye.